SUVs really are the automotive world's hot ticket item right now. Their skyrocketing sales have effectively killed off the large passenger car segment all around the world. Now, plenty of them are little more than high-riding hatchbacks, as useless on a dirt road as the proverbial appendages on a bull. But that's not the case with this all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. It's a big and roomy car, it's got 7 seats, it's well kitted out for the money, petrol or diesel engines, and all-wheel drive is standard. And in this review, we're going to tell you what it's like to drive, how much room there is inside, how big the boot is, and how much it'll cost you to buy. The new 4th generation Santa Fe is slightly longer and wider than the old car, and with more lightweight, high-strength steel used in the construction, it's stiffer too. Visually, the Santa Fe borrows from the Kona with its slitty headlights and gaping grille. Our test car is an active, and it's the only variant to be offered with both petrol and diesel engines. We reckon the diesel is the pick. The Santa Fe's 2.2 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel makes 147 kilowatts of power and 440 newton meters of torque, trumping the petrol engine for both power and torque. The diesel engine is mated to Hyundai's in-house developed 8-speed automatic transmission. The first thing you notice about the Santa Fe is just how quiet the thing is. There's none of the diesel clatter that you normally get with a diesel engine, not even under hard acceleration. It's all very, very quiet, very refined. Like most Hyundais sold here, the Santa Fe's steering, ride and handling has been tweaked in Australia by a team of local engineers. They worked through more than 20 front and rear damper builds, they tweaked the front and rear spring setups and fiddled with the steering. It's an incredibly comfortable ride. The engineers have done a really good job. There's excellent bump absorption whether you're on bitumen or dirt. Really good body control through corners for such a big vehicle. However, one thing that does knock a little bit of the shine off what is a very good package is the steering. It could do with a little bit more weight and precision, which would make place in the car at speed through corners just a little bit easier. The Santa Fe is well equipped with active safety features, but one that really frustrates me is the lane keep assist. It's just far too sensitive for normal driving, and there's a constant sense of the thing nibbling at the steering wheel. It's frustrating, but it's good to know that you can actually turn the system off. The on-demand all-wheel drive system is called H-Track. It's a variable torque control system that changes depending on the driving mode. In Eco, torque is mostly sent to the front wheels. In Comfort, up to 35% of drive is sent to the rear wheels, and in Sport, up to 50% is sent to the rear wheels. There's also a lock mode to ensure a 50-50 torque split for very slippery conditions, but it will kick out once you go above 40 kilometers an hour. Interior of the Santa Fe is impressive. Even this entry-level active model feels like a more expensive car. From the wood veneer inlaid trim through to the patterned speaker covers. Front seats are big and comfortable. Now they're manual adjust only in this entry-level active model, and the cloth trim feels like it's going to stand up to family abuse really well. There's really good forwards vision thanks to these really thin A-pillars and these quarter windows here. There's plenty of good storage around the cabin too. Cup holders here in the front, got a little storage bin at the base of the dash there with all of your charging points as well. Big center console storage box, glove box with a small shelf above it, and you've got door bins over here with dedicated bottle holders. Here in the entry-level Santa Fe, you get a 7-inch infotainment system. It's a fairly basic unit. You've got your shortcut buttons around the outside. There's no native sat-nav, but you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, so if you need mapping, you're going to have to use your phone. Here in the back of the Santa Fe, there's really good headroom, and there's really good leg room, plenty of foot wiggle room too, and these seats are fairly flat, so this middle seat is actually quite usable, and the floor's flat too here, so I'm not having to take up too much space from the passengers either side of me. Now the seats are really adjustable. You can slide them forwards and backwards, and you can even recline the backrest. Now you've got directional air vents in the back here too, charging outlets, another little storage container, and storage pouches on the backs of these front seats. And then of course, you've got the back row. To get into the third row, you use what Hyundai calls its walk-in switch. It's this little button up on top of the shoulder here on the curbside seat. Simply press it and the seat folds forward. Now I'm 6 feet tall, and if I really do can tilt my long legs, I can just about squeeze through that gap there and jump into the back of the car. Here in the third row, there's not a whole lot of room for a 6-footer like me. My knees are hard up against this back seat, and I've even pushed this one forward a little bit. I've still got reasonable headroom unless I try and lean back against the seat and then my head's squashed up against the roof. You don't feel claustrophobic in the back here though, thanks to this two-tone, this light coloured roof. You've got a storage bin in the left-hand side here, 2 cup holders over here, directional air vents on both sides, fan controls, and there are also air vents under the fronts, under these second row seats. Around here at the back of the Santa Fe, even with these third row seats in use, you've got a decent boot. Probably enough to get a weekly shop in there for 4 people, I reckon. Dropping down the third row is pretty easy. Simply drop the headrest down, give the straps on the back of the seat a bit of a tug, drop the seat down flat. Same with this one, and it's a really nice flat floor. That's a really big space there. Now you can drop down the second row seats from the boot as well. There's a electric release button here, so simply press that, back seat folds down. Do the same with the other side as well, and you're left with pretty much a flat floor all the way through. Now your cargo blind lives under the floor at the back here. It's hidden away in this little hidey hole. Lift up the strap, there it is down there, and your spare tyre is underneath the back. In terms of pricing, the Santa Fe runs from $43,000 for the entry-level active petrol through to $60,500 for the top-spec Highlander diesel. Our test car, the active diesel, lists from $46,000 plus on-road costs, and you get Hyundai's standard 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, cap price servicing and roadside assist. The new Santa Fe really is a big, comfortable to drive, well-specced, family 7-seat SUV. And if you're considering this entry-level active model, then I'd suggest you really try and stretch for the diesel engine because it's just so effortless.